Hello, in this video I am going to go over how to create various tables and graphs inside StatCrunch. So, for a frequency distribution and relative frequency distribution, we would go to Stat, Tables, Frequency. Select any columns for the data that we have. And underneath the statistics section here, the frequency will just do the frequency distribution, and relative frequency would do the relative one. And then you would hit compute on here. So, for example, if I had something such as, and let me just type a whole bunch of numbers on here. If I have all these numbers on here, if I want to do a frequency table for it, I would then go to that stat, tables, frequency, sort in that variable, and then hit compute. And it'll give the frequency and the relative frequency based upon that data. Then for something such as a bar graph, if I want to do a bar graph with data, once you have that data in there, of course, you go to Graph, Bar Plot. Depending on what you have, depends what you try to give. If you have data, like I have here, you would use with data. If it was something with summary, meaning already the frequencies are already physically already on the table, and you don't need to recalculate the frequency, you would use with summary. But in this case, we have just the data. We're going with data. You would set whatever columns for the data. You could try to group it, try to force the grouping of it, but unless you have a ton of data, there should not be a need for that. You could split bars if you have more than one type of variable for this. You could choose the type of graph is the frequency, relative frequency. I'm just going to leave it on frequency for this example. And then you could have other various aspects of it to change. You could put the value above the bar. You can give the X and Y axes labels, a title, different lines for the grid, and if you have multiple graphs. But here I'll just hit compute, and as you can see, it gives us a bar graph of that data. For a side-by-side bar graph, this is when we have multiple entries for different values of the x variable. Here we would go to Graph, Chart, Columns. This would be the one to give us those various bars. We would choose whatever our data is. We could specify the row labels, and then if we want a horizontal, vertical, and various other aspects for the graph, we could then label the different aspects here as well. For a pie chart, once we have the data, we could go to Graph, Pie Chart, again based upon what the data is, either with data or with summary. I'm just going to show this example here with data. You would choose the data. You could try to change some of these different aspects as well, and also give different, well, the specific title for this as well. You would hit compute, and you would obtain that pie chart. Thank you.